بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum. This is Wednesday, the 7th of September 2022, and in our series Reflections on the Holy Quran, this is broadcast number 357. And these days we are looking at the words of chapter 2, verse 104 of the Holy Quran. These broadcasts are brought to you by Laser, Lahore Ahmadiyya School of Education of Religion, and Laser is a department of the Ahmadiyya Islam. The Ahmadiyya movement was created by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib Rahmatullah Alayh, and his teaching was that although other people say that a prophet can come after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, this is incorrect, because the Holy Quran says that the Holy Prophet is Khatamun Nabiyyin, and the Holy Prophet explained its meaning by saying, La Nabiyya Ba'di, there is no prophet after me. So now neither an old nor a new prophet shall come. This worried the companions radiallahu ta'ala anhu of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallam, who wondered how Muslims will be brought back to the right path if they go astray. And the Holy Prophet sallam explained that God will raise mujaddideen, reformers, who will do this. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad claimed to be one of that chain, that series of mujaddids who were to come. But he also explained that the hadith speak of Messiah and Mahdi and so on, and people generally take these to be two different people, but these are two aspects of one person's work rather than being two different people. And he said that the hadith speak about him. So he was the Mujaddid who bore the titles of the Messiah and the Mahdi. This led to disagreement, and unfortunately Muslims started to say that Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and Ahmadis were kafirs. Some Muslims, not all of them. And Hazrat Mirza Sahib taught that people who recite the kalima should not call each other kafir, because the Holy Prophet says that if one reciter of the kalima says to another reciter of the kalima that you are a kafir, you are a heretic, you are outside Islam, then it is the person saying it who is outside the veil of Islam. So it's very dangerous to undertake this. Hazrat Sahib also taught that whereas other people say that the primary source of our knowledge about religion is hadith, this is not correct. The primary source of knowledge about religion is the Holy Quran. And the next is Sunnah. The hadith comes after that, but only if it doesn't contradict the Holy Quran, or only if it doesn't contradict nature or other things. And he also taught that although people believe that some prophetic revelation has been missed out from the Holy Quran, and some verses of the Holy Quran are abrogated, this is incorrect. Nothing has been left out of the Holy Quran, and no verse of the Holy Quran is abrogated, because God says that He is responsible for safeguarding and protecting it. And Hazrat Sahib taught that although others say that jihad means a bloody war, this is not the Holy Prophet's definition of jihad, who, while returning from fighting, said that Muslims are returning from the minor jihad to the major jihad, and then explained that the major jihad was jihad bin nafs, a struggle against your own soul. So let's turn to the verse of the Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقولوا راعنا وقولوا انظرنا واسمعوا وللكافرين عذاب أليم. O you who believe, say not ra'ina, but say unzurna, and listen. And for the disbelievers, there is a painful chastisement. So, the word that we are going to look at today is unzurna, and its root is noon va ra, and this root occurs in the Holy Quran 129 times in 10 different forms. 10 different words are made from this. Like this one, unzurna, which consists of two parts. Na pronoun added to it at the end, and unzur, the verb. So we find that in the Holy Quran, the form nazara appears 87 times, and 12 times yunzara, and 8 times yantaziru, and 6 times munzarun, and 6 times muntazirun, and 5 times nazirin. And it means to look, to see, to research, to investigate, to reflect, to give respite, to be reprieved, to wait, and so on. And for people who speak Urdu, this word is one of the easier words of the Holy Quran to understand, because when you write roots in Arabic, you write the letters separately. But if you write them together, then Urdu, it would be Nazar. And Nazar means sight. And it also means see, just like it does in Arabic. So An-Nazaru means to look at something, to see something. But it also means to think about something. Like in English, we say, can't you see what it means? No, that doesn't mean, if you've said something to a person and then you say, can't you see what it means? Of course he can't see because you've said it, and it's impossible to see sound waves. So it stands for, don't you understand? And it's the same in Arabic. For example, in chapter 10, verse 11, we have Qulin Zuru Maza Fis Samawati. And although the Quraysh are not mentioned, but this is what God is saying. Say to them, look at everything that is in the heavens and on the earth. And some people take it literally, that, Quraysh generally rejected the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's message. And they say, well, God is saying that look around you and you'll see all manner of things. At night, look at the sky. What are these things that are twinkling? And how are they twinkling? Where's the light coming from to make them twinkle? And so on. So they would say, well, God is saying to the unbelievers, to the Quraysh, look at everything in the heavens and everything in the earth. So how can you then deny after that there is a creator? But other people would say what it means is investigate these things, think about these things, consider these things, do research in these things. So, in this verse of the Holy Quran, God is inviting people to do research. And I would suggest that, non-Muslims obey this verse of the Holy Quran more than Muslims do. Because non-Muslims do research. Who is trying to send man to the moon again? NASA. Are they Muslims? No. Who did the first heart transplant? Was he a Muslim? No. Was his team Muslims? No. Who invented the aeroplane? Who invented the car? It's a long list. Who invented steam engines? And of course, there's some research has been detrimental to humanity and so on. But the point I'm making is that God says here, you can add in the words, say to the non-believers, look what's in the heavens and on the earth, and translate it as, say to non-believers, investigate, do research. And they are doing it. The people who are not following this verse of the Holy Quran are Muslims. And as I frequently say, if Muslims acted upon just one verse of the Holy Quran, then they would surpass other human beings. Like this one. Because we will be doing research and thinking about all manners of things. Astronomy and geography and geology and medicine and surgery and physics and chemistry and mathematics and whatever. We'll be thinking about all of these things. Again, in chapter 88, verse 17, the Holy Quran again turns to this theme. أَفَلَا يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبْلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ. And don't they see, or don't they look at camels? What strange creatures they are. This is not just about looking at them, but this is about considering them, thinking about them. Why are camels the shape, etc., that they are? Why do they have a hump? Why is elephant the shape it is? Why are zebras and kangaroos the shape that they are? Camel, you could say, here it is used as an example to show that, if you look at everything and you will find something strange. Look at polar bears. Look at the fur they have. Look at the insulation they have. They wouldn't survive in a desert for 10 minutes. Just as a camel wouldn't survive on the North Pole or the South Pole for 10 minutes. But God is inviting us to look at His creation and consider whether it could have just come about by accident without any intervention by anyone. And this word is also used to ignore people. Like in chapter 3, verse 77, it says, وَلَا يُكَلِّمُهُمُ اللَّهُ وَلَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَيْهِمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. That God won't speak to these people on the day of judgment. God won't speak to those people or look at them. So here it means that they'll be deprived of God's blessings. And again, in Urdu, in English, this is used as a figure of speech. You say, look at someone. It could mean literally, physically look at someone, yes, but can also mean consider them, think about them. So the phrase not to look at someone can mean that you are ignoring them. So God is saying there are people who won't receive God's blessings on the last day or the day of judgment. There's a lot more that can be said, but the difficulty is that it will then make these broadcasts very long. And I've tried to make them short to encourage people to have a look at them and perhaps do some research on these things themselves. At the end, I urge you, request you to pray for Pakistan and people of Pakistan because it's going through very difficult times. And I understand that the largest lake in Pakistan is in serious danger of overflowing its banks. And if it does, it'll be a monumental calamity for hundreds of thousands of people and land and animals and so on. The government is trying to strengthen its dams and so on. But the danger is there. So please try and support with time, with money, and most of all, with prayers. So with my usual prayer, that whoever you are and wherever you may be, may Allah keep the whole of humanity safe and sound and free from harm. I take my leave of you. Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, and goodbye.